Are you always in a constant state of confusion, or sometimes? Do you feel like you have so many great ideas, but for some reason, it feels like it just never leaves your notebook or it never leaves your mind? Do you feel stuck? Then this video is for you. So, I have been in situations where I had so many great ideas where I felt like, okay, well, I had my little notebook with me. I wrote all of my ideas. I was sure like this is A1. I'm ready for it. And then boom. When the time comes, it feels like you're stuck. It feels like you were able to think about this idea, but you're not able to do the right things in order for this idea to come to fruition. And it's not because physically you can't. It's not even because you don't want to, but it still feels like you're stuck. So, the first thing that I kind of thought to myself is with everything that's happening in your life that's negative, the first question that you have to ask yourself is, why do you feel this way? Because if you find the why, then you're going to be able to find the solution, right? So, as I said, I had so many great ideas, and I just felt like oftentimes I just felt stuck. So started asking myself the question, why am I feeling this way? Is it physical? Obviously, it wasn't physical. Thank you, God. I am not physically not able to do most of the things that I've been wanting to do. And I asked myself, like, financially, was it a financial situation? Was it because financially I couldn't obtain or I couldn't achieve what I wanted to do? And most of the times it wasn't financial as well. So I was like, oh, like, what is keeping me stuck? I started thinking about the number of ideas that I had. I literally had 100,000 millions of ideas that I wanted to come to fruition at the same time. And I had so many ideas, but the only thing that was lacking was the action. 100 million ideas, zero action. And I kept thinking about everything that I wanted to do, that I could do, but I wasn't actually committing to it. So let me take an example. I would think about like I would think about traveling, okay? Because obviously, you guys know I am a big traveler. I love it. I live by it. If I could travel every day, I would. So, in my growing ages, like, I always wanted to travel. Like, I didn't have the chance to travel as much when I was younger, but I would always plan out my travels. Like, I would make plans, I would watch videos, I would do a bunch of stuff. But the thing that was lacking was me actually taking the action of buying that plane ticket, because without that plane ticket you're not going to go on vacation, right? Without booking your hotel you're not going to have anywhere to stay. But first step would be to literally just book your airplane, and I wasn't doing that step, and that is the basic step. So this is just to say that most of the time we have so many ideas, but we're not taking the right steps in order to achieve them. And one thing that I found about that thing of me feeling like, okay, well, I wasn't committing to it, was that just by telling myself, okay, I have 100 million things that I want to achieve, but just by committing to one thing that I wanted to do for that specific idea, just by committing to one thing would literally help me not feel like I was stuck anymore. Like, if I wanted to open a business, just by ordering the inventory, I would literally be pushed to not want to quit, be pushed to not like feel like, okay, I'm stuck, right? Because once you receive the containers, obviously you spent money, right? So you're not just gonna let that go to waste. So that's that. That was like the first thing that I realized, like, too many ideas, not enough actions. The next thing, oh Lord, this is something that I constantly work on. It's not something that I could say that I've mastered because obviously like it takes a lot of mental strength. But I would say the next thing was fear of failing. Like I would have 100 million ideas, but because of my fear of failing, I would go from idea to idea, and it wouldn't work because you get to one idea, you overthink, and then you get another idea, and then you overthink, and then the cycle just goes on, and you just end up not pursuing anything, right? So fear of failing, like, was one of the main reasons why, like, I always felt like I was in a constant state of confusion, and I felt like I was stuck. So that's why I promised myself to kind of ask myself the question, what are you afraid of? What could come out of failure that is bigger than taking the risk of winning, you know? Like so many times we're scared of failing because we often default our minds to think about the negative. But why tell yourself that you're going to fail? Why not tell yourself that this might actually be a winning idea? This might be something that removes me from the situation that I am right now. This could be something that, like elevates me. Or even just telling yourself, okay, if I fail, what is the worst that could happen? If you're not going to die, if you're not going to be paralyzed, if you're not going to, like be in a situation where it's like life and death, then why be scared of failing? Most of the times you are able to restart. You can fail and restart. So I think it's just a good thing to just tell yourself, okay, even if I were to fail, what could happen? Or am I going to fail? Why do I have to default my mind into thinking of the negative when I could think about the positive? And most of the times it is our fear of failure that pushes us to kill our dreams even before they are born. The next thing, the next thing is crazy because ChatGPT is my best friend. I literally ask ChatGPT everything. I will ChatGPT everything, guys. Like before ChatGPT, I used to be like I'll Google everything, but thank God for ChatGPT I. But I did not realize how much that was not a good thing for me. Like overconsumption of information, like can make you feel stuck. So most of the times I would have like a great idea and then I would start searching. And by searching, it would just open more doors to me having more questions and me feeling like, crap, is this really going to work? Like I would be searching one thing and get to another thing and I would open a door to another thing. And then I would just feel like overwhelmed. Like I would just feel overwhelmed. And most of the times, like overconsumption of information, like if you have an idea and you're watching 200 videos, most of the time it's going to be hard for you to be able to grasp all of the information that you've received from those 200 videos. Like you have to ask yourself after watching those 200 videos, is it a good thing or am I actually not applying anything out of those videos? So this is just to say that for me, like I realize that clarity comes from doing and not thinking about it. And I feel like you get more clarity once you start doing something. Like if you don't start doing it, you're going to have like so many questions and those questions can only be answered if you do it. Sometimes it's just training your mind to tell yourself, okay, I am going to start, and once I start, let me wait to see what's going to happen. Like overthinking about the things that could go wrong before you do it is it's just setting yourself up for failure, I would say. So the next thing like that I asked myself, like after basically like finding out the why I was feeling this way, I wanted to take action and I decided to take action, guys. How to get out of this cycle of feeling confused, how to get out of this cycle of feeling stuck. Simple. Pick one thing and commit to it. As I said in the previous examples that I was giving, if you pick something out of the ideas that you have and then you commit to it only for 90 days, you'll realize you'll be able to get through it and you won't feel stuck. You won't feel like you are not advancing in what you're trying to do. And number two, reduce the noise. Like, this is why I am a big believer in just keeping stuff for yourself. Like, obviously, like, there is situations that you can talk to your friends, talk to your family and stuff, but when you put too many people, too many people's opinions and the ideas that you have, it's probably gonna cause you to not want to pursue or be in a more in-depth state of confusion. And the next thing was basically just to set small realistic goals on what I wanted to do, right? Like if I wanted to basically like start a business, I would literally just give myself a goal of, okay, this week start the plan. The week after, start buying this. The week after, start talking to people who can help me advance in whatever business that I'm trying to open, you know? So yeah, like literally, like I think like those little tips are what helped me to kind of help myself and help my situation. And honestly, like real talk, real talk. I think the hardest thing to accept is that nobody is coming to save you, literally. Like nobody's going to come unconfuse you. Nobody's going to come remove you out of your mindset of feeling stuck. Nobody is going to wake up for you one day and say, hey, it's time for you to finally take yourself seriously. You are the one that has to wake up and decide to take yourself seriously. You are the one that has to decide that, okay, me feeling stuck is not a physical thing. It's a mind thing. What can I do to be able to train my mind and take ownership of what I'm trying to do? Take ownership of my actions. You know what I mean? So, hey, it's time for you to finally start taking yourself seriously, and it's all on you. So guys, thank you so much for listening to this video. Like again, like if you're feeling lost, my advice is exactly stop waiting for clarity. Clarity comes from doing, from starting, and from messing up and figuring out along the way, literally. You don't need to have a perfect plan. You don't need to be perfect. You just have to take the first step. So thank you so much, guys. Bye.